from the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Some people call North Carolina's premier technical school NC State, but the number 9 Tar Heels usually refer to them as our little brother. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Ashley Humphrey.
And I'm Lee Jeffries. Thanks for joining us. The Wolfpack brought their pack down the road from Raleigh to Chapel Hill for an always heated match against the number 9 Tar Heels on Saturday. It was a back-and-forth start between the two conference rivals that saw State pull ahead of the Heels due to a barrage of threes from the pack. The Heels just couldn't catch the lead, but plays like these slam dunks from Harrison Ingram kept the Tar Heels around in the first half. But it wasn't enough to stop the pack from leading 45-37 at half after this DJ Horn jumper. In the second, State went ice cold and had a 10-minute stretch without a basket. And Elliot Cadeau's playmaking carried the Heels. He had the and one of the year, and later this filthy cross-court assist to Ingram for a three to keep the momentum going for Carolina. The Heels would win 79-70.
Different stuff like defending, we were fouling, putting him on the free throw line, so that was our problem in the first half. But obviously Harrison's energy was higher than anyone else's in the first half, and it really lifted us.
The men's basketball team is on a 4-game win streak. Let's go to the top of the key with our men's basketball analyst, Aman Patel, to see how the Heels extended the streak on Saturday.
Lee, we've spent all season talking about these two, Armando Bacot and RJ Davis, and rightfully so. However, the game was won by new blood, freshman Elliot Cadeau, who finished with 15 points and 7 assists. And it wasn't just the fact that he had those numbers, it was about when he had those numbers. And let's jump straight into the second half where Carolina is down 10. Cadeau's going to get the ball at the top of the key, and we've talked about it all season. It's his explosiveness and aggressiveness getting to the basket. You're going to see him use his speed to get straight to DJ Burns, sees this defender sagging in the paint, and finds Cormac Ryan for an open corner three that he's going to bury every single time. 2 possessions later, the lead is out to 5, and Cadeau, again, he's going to get the ball at the top of the key, uses that speed we talked about again to get straight to the teeth of the defense, sees a wide-open Harrison Ingram, and how about that pass, splitting 2 defenders to get Harrison Ingram open, and he finishes the easy lay. And this final play is just exactly what Elliot Cadeau does all game long. He takes his defender out to Mecklenburg County right there. He saw that foot out to Mecklenburg. He's going to drive straight through and finishes this ridiculous and one. This is just peak Elliot Cadeau, and he takes the lead with that shot. That first half looked like it could be upset season in the Dean Dome, but Cadeau's playmaking ability while attacking the basket allowed Carolina to get back into the game and ultimately put the game away. Lee?
Aman, it seems like someone new is stepping up every game. Who needs to be that guy against Notre Dame tomorrow?
Well, Lee, Notre Dame plays 3 guys who are 6'9" and taller, so Armando Bacot is going to have to make his presence known. But this could also be another game where Jalen Withers gets some big minutes.
It will be interesting to see which matchup the Heels go with. Thanks, Aman.
It was a memorable senior day for the women's basketball team as they faced Duke yesterday. The Heels started off strong with plays like this huge three from Lexi Donarski, giving them a 10-point lead. By the end of the first, a weak defense caused UNC to give up the double-digit lead as Duke led by a point at halftime. It stayed close through the third, but this three from Alexandra Zelaya brought the Heels up early in the fourth quarter. UNC can always rely on Deja Kelly's shots to help the Heels, and she and the team sent the Blue Devils back to Durham 63-59.
Thought we stepped up and brought that aspect to the game too, because we knew that they were going to be physical coming in, but that was something that we talked about defensively.
A victory against those pesky Devils is always sweet, but for the seniors on the team, this one was especially fun. Our women's basketball analyst, Daniel Masterson, takes us down the lane to break down how one of their seniors took over late.
Ashley, the past 4 games against Duke before this one were down to the wire close with an average margin of victory of only 5 points. Yesterday's game was no different for Carolina, with the Heels needing every ounce of effort that they had within them. Alyssa Usby had a great first half, but to close out this game, it was all Deja Kelly. There's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. UNC's up 5, but look at this graphic the broadcast put up. They have missed their last 8 field goals. So what do you do there? You give it to your best player, and you get out of the way. Maria Gokdang's going to slip this screen, And it's just going to be a quick crossover for Deja into that pull-up mid-range that Heels fans have come to love in her time at UNC. But Duke scores 5 straight points after this in the next minute and 30. So the Heels need Deja again. They're going to start with this inbound play. Deja's going to get the ball. It's going to be a pick and pop with Alexandra Celaya, but look how hard Duke hedges that screen. Kennedy Brown, she fronts Deja like crazy. She's basically not even guarding Celaya anymore. But Deja keeps that dribble alive. She makes her way back to the center of the court, throws up a prayer, and it gets the shooter's touch off the rim. Watch on this second angle. Look how far over Kennedy Brown plays. Deja sticks true to what every basketball coach tells you. She keeps the dribble alive, and she finds a way to put it in the bucket for the clutch basket. If this is the last time Deja faces off against the Devils, well, she had one hell of a send-off. 18 points with 12 of them coming in that final period is the definition of clutch. That's the Deja Kelly that Tar Heel fans have come to love in the last 4 years. Ashley?
Daniel, how big of a confidence booster is this win for the Heels going into ACC tournament play this week?
Yeah, it's huge. It had been a while since we got high-scoring and efficient games from their 2 best players in Deja and Alyssa. And the story is the same for Carolina. If those 2 get going, there is no one in their conference they can't beat.
Thanks, Daniel. Maybe a trip to Greensboro to show up for the Tar Heels is on the agenda for this week.
One of the crucial pieces in UNC field hockey success, which led to another national championship, was young freshman star Charlie Bruder. Anna Lively had a chance to sit down with her.
Charlie Bruder took the college field hockey world by storm in the fall as she earned second-team All-American honors as well as the ACC Freshman of the Year award. She attributed a lot of her early success from coming last winter to learn and practice with the team.
Definitely coming early, and I was playing with some of the best players in the country, so that definitely helped. But the team really supported me throughout everything. If there were struggles, they would help me. They would talk me through it.
Even though she was one of the youngest key pieces for the Tar Heels, Charlie took the initiative to put in the work and become the best athlete she could be.
She's a fighter, and she's competitive and driven, and she's not afraid of asking the questions, of working hard, of putting the time in, on and off the field.
Not only was Charlie successful in the regular season, but she helped UNC win a national championship, proving all the doubters wrong with a first-year head coach.
There's really no way to describe it. Everybody just kind of went crazy, and it was like, wow, we really did that. Because in the beginning of the season, we had our losses, and we didn't really think we were going to get that far, so it was nice to see all of our hard work pay off.
As the face of Carolina field hockey for years to come, Charlie Bruder will shoot far beyond just the goal on the field to her goals of representing Team USA at the highest level. I'm Anna Lively reporting.
Charlie's lofty goals could help propel UNC to another deep postseason run this fall. UNC men's lacrosse hosted 2 big matchups this weekend against number 4 Princeton and Penn. Carolina played a mediocre first half and was down by 4. Hoping to rebound in the second half, James Matten came from behind the net and sank one in, which started a 3-goal run for UNC. First-year standout Owen Duffy continues to show his value on the team. He led the team with 4 goals, including this around-the-side shot and another beautiful catch and run for a high shot that was right on the money. Unfortunately, the rainy conditions caused UNC to make costly errors on defense, and the Heels fell 15-9 to the Tigers. On Sunday, the Heels faced number 17 Penn. James Matten began the game with quite the play, putting the ball in the upper right corner of the net within the first 25 seconds. The Heels had a slow first half, but Antonio DeMarco turned on the Jets with his beautiful shot in the third period, making it a 1-goal game in the beginning of the second. Carolina didn't stop there. Dominique Petromala scored not 1, but 2 goals in the span of 2 minutes. Like this quick left-handed shot sent right to the back of the net, Petromala had 4 goals in the second half, giving the Heels the boost they needed to send the Quakers home with a loss 13-9.
A really good team. I think we brought our best stuff out here. Slow first half, but came out of the break just ready to go, and definitely worked hard for this one.
On Saturday, the 7th-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels clashed with the number 5 Notre Dame Fighting Irish in a heart-pounding women's lacrosse showdown. Notre Dame seized an early lead, demonstrating their offensive prowess as they surged ahead by 3 goals. Madison Ahern's precise shots found the back of the net, putting Carolina on the back foot. But the Tar Heels refused to back down, led by their goalkeeper Alicia Nicholas, who made a season-high 11 saves. Carolina tightened up on offense. Alyssa Long, Ava Ongreely, and Riley Casey emerged as the driving forces. With Long weaving through defenders to secure a crucial goal, UNC kept the game within reach until the final whistle, but the Irish walked away with a 7-5 win. This game was a well-fought top 10 clash. Let's go inside the crease with Caroline Routh to hear how Notre Dame got the edge on the Heels. Caroline?
Ashley, lacrosse is a simple game. To win, you have to score. And to score, you need to have the ball. Possession is everything. And how do you get possession? Well, it starts with winning the draw. When you take the draw, you can either push or pull it to try and aim it toward one of your teammates. Here, we're going to see Olivia Dirks, and she's going to push the ball out. But she doesn't communicate that to Alyssa Long. So Notre Dame gets a better position on the circle and gets to the ball first, securing an easy draw control for the Irish. Now, let's check out another draw. Here we're going to see Notre Dame, and we've got Kelly Dennis. She's one of the top draw control players in the nation. She's going to take it. She gets it right over to number 7 on Notre Dame for the easy draw control. Again, this duo secured 8 of the Irish's 10 draw controls in the matchup. Now, the other thing we have to think about is when you do get the ball, you have to hold on to it. Over here, we're going to see Ellie Trigigio make a poor pass that is telegraphed and knocked down by Notre Dame for the easy pickup. This was just one of UNC's 19 turnovers in the game. Winning the game starts with winning the draw and taking care of the ball. Ashley?
Caroline, with only 5 draw controls by UNC, this low-scoring game really came down to the defense. Who stepped up for the Heels?
Gabby Hall and Grace Ann Leonard were there to slow down the Irish. But it was really Alicia Nicholas, as we said, with that season high of 11 saves, who came in clutch to keep the Heels close.
Let's hope they bounce back on the road against Clemson. Thanks, Caroline.
The UNC baseball team hosted the Princeton Tigers this weekend for a 3-game series at the Bosch. UNC men's baseball spent Friday morning battling the Princeton Tigers at home on Bryson Field. The Heels had an outstanding offensive output in the first inning, recording 11 runs in the opening frame. This unrelenting attack gave UNC a commanding lead going into the top of the second, and Princeton's defense held the Heels at bay for the remainder of the game, but UNC's initial explosion was more than enough to secure the win. The Heels took the first game in this series with a final score of 12-2.
On the second day against Princeton, the Heels jumped out to an early lead, 5-2 at the end of the third inning. The Tar Heels started pulling away in the fifth with a home run from Luke Stevenson to bring in Anthony D'Onofrio, putting the Heels up 8-2. With consistent hitting from the Heels like these singles from Alex Moderna and Parks Harbor, combined with strikeouts and crucial moments from Connor Bovair, the Heels were able to defeat the Tigers 11-2 to clinch the series.
And the Diamond Heels finished out the series on Sunday with first-year pitcher Jason DeCaro starting on the mound. Both teams earned runs in the first, but it was this 3-run homer from Luke Stevenson in the fourth that blew it open for the Tar Heels. UNC added 3 more runs in the fifth to extend the lead to 8-1. Princeton tacked on some runs in the sixth, including 2 from this wild play that saw 3 errors by the UNC infield, but RBIs by D'Onofrio and Osuna in the sixth put the Heels back in the driver's seat. Solid pitching efforts from DeCaro and Mateus helped seal a 13-6 victory and a sweep of the Tigers.
I think we're in a great spot. We have a lot of freshmen, out there pitching for us, and that's going to help us. We had that big series last weekend, with a lot of fans and everything. So, they're going to be, they know what to expect when we get into the ACC now, and
the baseball team will be back in action tomorrow against Campbell.
Over the weekend, UNC softball hosted the Mizuno Invitational at Anderson Stadium, looking to continue their win streak before the start of ACC play. Despite a rainy day in Anderson Stadium, the Heels' outlook was anything but gloomy. Carolina plated 2 runs, 1 in the second and 1 in the third, with RBIs from Autumn Owen and Alex Coleman. In an electric fourth inning, Owen hit a 2-run homer and Lexi Godwin stole home, giving the Heels 3 runs and 4 hits. 3 more runs in the fifth led the game to end prematurely with a run rules shutout dub for the Heels.
Carolina was struggling during their game on Saturday, unable to generate an effective offense or defense. Starting pitcher Bailey McCochran struggled on the mound, allowing 5 hits and 3 runs through the first 3 innings. Relief pitcher Kenna Ray Dark couldn't curate strong defense either, allowing 6 hits and 1 run on the remainder of the game. Although Sana Thompson furthered her season hitting streak to 15, the Tar Heel Bats just couldn't compete with Rutgers, resulting in their 3rd loss of the season, 4-0.
On the final day of play, UNC faced off in a doubleheader against Lafayette and Campbell. The Heels showed out and showed up in their first game against Lafayette. During the 2nd and 3rd innings, the Carolina offense could not be stopped. Isabella Emmerling smashed one out of the park, resulting in a grand slam. Pitchers Britton Rogers and Talia Hannapel were able to hold it down in the circle, allowing no runs, resulting in a Tar Heel win of 13-0. UNC continued to dominate in their next game against the Camels. The team was led on the mound by freshman Nikki Harris. Harris claimed her 2nd straight complete game shutout by throwing dimes across the plate, allowing just 2 hits and no walks. In the batter's box, Autumn Owen smashed a ball, sending it over the left field fence to continue the Heels' lead. Base hits and smart base running resulted in the Heels being up 6-0 by the end of the game, meaning a doubleheader shutout sweep for Carolina. The Heels will play Furman on Tuesday.
The Gym Heels traveled to the Midwest on Sunday to compete in a quad meet at Nebraska. Junior Lolly Dekanoiza tied for first on vault with a 9.85, and junior Julia Noer also tied for first on beam with a 9.875 and took second in the all-around. UNC finished with a 195.2 to take second place in the competition. The Tar Heels will be back at home on Friday to take on number 6 Kentucky. For the first time this season, the 6th-ranked UNC women's tennis team took to the outdoor courts for ACC play against Boston College in Syracuse. UNC started off strong, quickly securing the doubles point. The Heels confidently continued their winning streak going into singles matches. Strong performances from Tatum Evans helped Carolina extend the lead. Shots like this from Carson Tangley kept Carolina on a roll. This powerful ace by Abby Forbes secured the clinching point for UNC. This solid overhead from Fiona Crawley helped secure her win on court 1. In the Heels absolutely dominated, sending the Eagles flocking home 7-0. The girls look to close out the weekend with a win Sunday afternoon, this time against Syracuse. The Heels quickly won all 3 doubles matches to take the doubles point with shots like this backhand slice from Forbes. Thea Rabin smashed a couple cross-court winners to quickly secure the first singles point for Carolina, and Fiona Crawley followed quickly after, using volleys to take both sets 6-1. The rest of the Heels followed suit for a 6-0 lead as Carson Tangley came back after losing her first set. Tangley clinched the second sweep of the weekend in a tiebreaker 10-4 for Carolina with shots like this overhead. UNC beat the Orange 7-0.
The men's tennis team started their weekend on Friday evening looking for another ranked ACC win against the number 37 Georgia Tech team. The Heels secured the doubles point with shots like this cross-court winner from Peter Murphy. Patrick Schoen's forehand and Philip Jordan's backhand helped the Heels to secure 2 more points, but the Yellow Jackets tied the match at 3-3. It came down to Carl Poling. Down 5-3 in the 3rd, he stormed back to force a tiebreaker, which he won with 7 straight points, including this incredible overhead, securing a tight clincher for the Heels. Carolina wins 4-3. On a beautiful Sunday afternoon, the Heels took it outside to face the number 68 Clemson team, looking to remain undefeated in ACC play. Carolina won the doubles point with help from the strong effort by graduate transfers Will Peters and Carl Poling. In the singles, straight set victories from Peters and Philip Jordan pushed the Carolina lead to 3-0, but the Tigers struck next to cut the lead to 3-1. However, it was sophomore Benjamin Kate who proved to be the hero on Sunday afternoon for the Heels. After dropping his first set, Kate battled back to win the next 2, 6-4, ultimately winning the match for the Tar Heels with a final score of 4-1.
We battled back. I mean, it was a really hard-fought match. It was really hot out there to begin with. We weren't used to the conditions. But yeah, coming out here and getting a good win and great against a really good team.
The Tar Heels are at home again this coming weekend as they'll host defending national champions Virginia on Friday before hosting Virginia Tech on Sunday. And the UNC women's golf team traveled to Florida for the annual Florida Gators Invitational. The Tar Heels showed that they were on par with the other teams competing as they took 6th place overall with 22 over 862. During the individuals, Megan Stryker and Kayla Smith tied in low shots with matching 68s.
It was a jam-packed weekend full of sports, but we have our 2 choices for Play of the Week, both from Saturday's win over NC State. Starting off, it's Elliot Cadeau getting around his defender and finding a cutting Harrison Ingram for this emphatic one-handed slam. Staying with Cadeau, watch this drive as he zigzags to the hoop and finishes this acrobatic and one. Make sure to vote for your favorite play on our Instagram stories, and we will announce the winner on Friday's show.
The Rams Club is providing a mentorship opportunity to help women in UNC athletics make connections at Carolina and beyond. Sports Xtra's Emma Hall tells us how 2 former UNC athletes came together through this program.
Anna Barton is a UNC MBA graduate student who just finished her last season of lacrosse. Erica Vrana works in investor relations at Morgan Creek Capital Management and finished her UNC swimming career in 2000. These 2 former Tar Heel athletes might never have met had it not been for the mentorship program within the For F Her Tar Heels initiative.
You talk about your interests and what you're interested in, and then they pair you with a mentor.
My mentoree, Anna, is in finance and business, and since that's where I work now, I think our personalities and just a combo of those 2 is kind of how we got paired together.
The creator of the mentorship program, Shelley Johnson, explained that once the students are paired up, their mentors meet with them about once a month every semester.
The student athlete gets to meet the mentor gets to meet the student athlete, and we'll have those touch points over the course of each semester.
We would meet for coffee maybe once a month or a few times a month.
The program helps student athletes plan for their future from their background at Carolina.
I tell Anna and I tell all the mentorees just to remember that your resume as an athlete at Carolina is going to help you in the real world.
She's just kind of helped ease my stress because you're so consumed by sports all the time in school, and so it's really hard to break through and find a connection.
The caliber of the connections these student athletes are making is most evident at big booster events held in rooms like these with UNC athletics. The room is filled with Olympians, national champions, and even people with masters and PhDs.
There's something so special when you bring the student athletes and the mentors together. The level of accomplishment, experience that's in the room, it's overwhelming. I had goosebumps.
I mean, it gives me the chills. It's just wonderful. It's a great program.
The hope is that the student athletes will go on to mentor other students in UNC athletics. For Barton, this trickle-down effect happens sooner than expected.
You know, I'm her mentor, but she's just as much a mentor to my kids as I am to her.
Coincidentally, I coached her daughter in lacrosse, so that just kind of helped bond us even more. I got to know her kids, and they're amazing.
Pursuing careers in the real world and staying connected with the Carolina family, that's what the For F Her Initiative Mentorship Program is all about. I'm Emma Hall reporting.
It's amazing to see generations of Carolina women staying connected through this mentorship program.
Hopefully this program continues to professionally develop these student athletes for years to come. And that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Friday with a preview of another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.